Hi everyone, and welcome back to OpenTTD with me, Tommy P. You join us today on the 10th of January 1927, which means that our fantastic transport company, Fastrack Limited, has been going for 7 years now, and therefore I thought I'd use today's video just to review some of the financial performance of our company and vehicles, as well as starting to look at balancing, which I've spoke about a couple of times in previous videos. And balancing will be done using the cargo flow legend, which links to the cargo distribution model. First thing we'll have a look at today is our operating profit graph. And as you can see, things are going well in this department. We've seen steady profit growth in the last few years, which of course is the aim of the game. Nothing too much to worry about there. And our annual performance last year, 1926, overall profit was quite small, only 15,000. However, when you take out all of the construction and new vehicle costs, which was nearly 230 grand, it means that all in all we're making nearly £250,000 profit a year, which is not too bad a start. However, we need to make sure that all of our services are profitable, and to do that we're going to go into our groups here, and I've sorted this by profit last year in such a way that the vehicles who make the least amount of profit are at the top. And as you can see here, we have several vehicles who actually made a loss last year. So we need to investigate that, find out what's happening there. However, in the main, our road vehicles are making us a large amount of profit. So the majority of that £250,000 that I mentioned is coming from our road vehicles. I'm sure we can get some more profit out of these. Quick way at a glance to see which areas are doing well and which aren't are these little coin symbols here. So if you get just a solid yellow coin, that means that group is making a profit. However, I can see here in Froddingworth that overall we're not making a profit here, as that's got a little red minus sign next to it. And again, the way that I've split the groups, I can see that it's the anti-clockwise service that's actually losing us money here. So Froddingworth will be the first city that we'll go and have a look at. And if we just have a quick look, let's get rid of this. Just have a look at each individual station. Just going to close these up a bit. Another little tip, this little button here will allow you to, by holding control down and clicking that, mean that every time you go to that type of window, it reverts back to the size that you've just put it to. So Froddingworth no passengers. Frollingworth Heath, just the 4. And Central, none. And that's the problem. We just don't have sufficient passengers coming to these stations to make a profit. I'm just going to introduce you now to the cargo flow legend, which is in this menu here. What you have to do is select your company and then the cargo type that you want to review. This is passengers. And this little legend on the left hand side here shows you how full capacity is on these services, with red meaning that the line is overloaded with cargo and therefore you need more services. Green is kind of where you want to be, right about here, but white means it's unused, and that's the problem here. Just so you're aware, because we have got clockwise and anti-clockwise services, the one on the right hand side is the flow. You can see that all of these are underused, and so to solve that, we're going to have to send some of these back to the depot. So I'm going to send these 2 back from the anti-clockwise and just 1 from the clockwise service. I'm not going to be selling these vehicles whilst they sit here in the depot. They shouldn't cost us anything in terms of running costs. Oh, we have a new bus here. Not a very good one then. So we've significantly reduced services in Frollingworth. Hopefully that will go back to being a profitable line for us. And go back to our list here. We'll start with our bus services, and we'll have a look at each one in turn. Just going to resize this a little, put that in the corner, and lock that in. So this line here is fine. Green is okay here and underused on this one. But all in all, both buses in that group are making a profit. I have just noticed here that a beach has popped up, which is one of the GRFs that I added in. So this beach is actually an industry that produces passengers, and they normally produce a lot of passengers, and it also requires passengers and sand to keep the beach fresh. So I'm going to have a quick look here and just see if we can capture. Yes, we can. So if we move Carhatton Station, I'm going to hold control down there and make that Carhatton, and then remove the existing one. That now will pick up a few of these houses here, but predominantly is servicing the beach, and that should see mass amounts of passengers being generated here. So that's one for us to keep our eye on. For now, we'll move on to Flintfield. And they're all in the green in both directions, so nothing further to worry about in Flintfield. Frandingworth we've already dealt with. Kent Town, again, a couple of buses that we have running here, sufficient for now. And obviously, as these towns continue to grow, they will generate more passengers, which means you constantly have to review this area. However, balancing isn't the most exciting thing in the game, so I'll be doing a lot of balancing out of game. I won't ever build anything new whilst off screen, but just checking out these new vehicles that are coming through here. Pretty good tractive effort, some of these, so they might be quite useful for our freight services, but we'll say no to the prototypes for now. When they get released, you might look at that. Padstow here, whilst it is fine, is quite a large city. So I might take the opportunity here to add a couple of stations to try and increase profitability of this city. So if we had a station in here, and then move Padstow Central to there, get rid of that, and then connect that up like so, and then remove the original Padstow Central station. That'll then mean that we can have probably a bus station. Let's get rid of that. We can add one in here, and then one here to give us 5 in total. Just going to check that we can all get round. Yep. So we now need to go and change the orders and the groups. So we will now need an anti-clockwise and a clockwise service. Oh, I thought I'd not to worry. So we'll delete both of those and get our anti-clockwise going first. Just to go back and show you kind of how the shared orders work. So I've changed the orders on vehicle 34 there. And you'll see that because they had shared orders, automatically vehicle 33 takes those orders. We're going to need 3 more of them. Make sure we're in the right group. We'll get all of those going. And then we'll set up clockwise. And you'll see there how the cargo distribution updated itself. We haven't got enough capacity there at the moment until those buses start operating their timetables correctly. So that's Padston upgraded. That should really help that city start to grow significantly. Move on to Penwell now. And all is well. And you can see here, when you're looking at the passenger numbers, that we have passengers arriving, but they're getting picked up quickly. And all these buses are making a decent amount of money. Wayward, which is our home city. And whilst there are a lot of passengers waiting here, overall it's under control. Nothing further to do in here. Just wanted to show you, whilst we're in Wayward, as it's the town that has grown the quickest, how this improved town layout GRF that I've added in to the save is working. What that GRF basically does is to create inner city commercial zones. You'll see all these are office blocks and the likes, and eventually over time, as the city grows, it will create suburb residential areas on the outskirts of the town, which is quite realistic. So I do like using that improved town layouts GRF for that purpose. See here, our headquarters has grown from the shack that we were in at the start of the game to a fairly decent sized modern office building, and I've even got my own car parking space. Just noticing here, wayward north in both directions. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Should be okay. Go to Wunton. And this is probably another town where we can add some more stations to increase profitability. As you see, part balancing, it's not just looking at, you know, how many vehicles are running, how they're performing against the current stations. It's about what opportunities there are to add in any more. So let's pop some station here in the suburb area. Try and do this correctly this time. So Wunton. Move that station to there, which will allow us another station here, which everyone can get round. And they can. Rename that one to the anti-clockwise service. So want to go to Wunton Central, Wunton South, move that down here to Wunton, and then what a cheery place to go, Wunton Abattoir. All the fun of the fair. So Central, South, Wunton and Abattoir. Need a couple more of those. And the clockwise service. 4 of those. And I think that's all of our bus services taken care of. We'll have a quick look at our oil service here. Just gonna shorten that up now. So in the cargo flow legend now, we'll remove passengers and then search aimlessly for oil. This is the problem with so many industries, just trying to find right one. Oil, there it is. Okay, these seem... Alright, didn't realise that. I made a mistake last time round. I told lies to you. It would appear that it's actually the left-hand side. The way that it works. I'll have to go and double check that. Yeah, because again, that's just changed the other way. No, that is right, yeah. Left-hand side. These are saying these are all green. But there is 1 million litres there. It seems an awful amount. How much do each of these carry? They take 24,000, so 3 should be okay for that one, but there's just no way there's anywhere near enough for there. So we'll add a couple more in. And that's all of our vehicles, road vehicles viewed. Those new trains just became available there. And we'll quickly go on and have a look. See if any of those might be useful to us for our freight services. This electric one here, this is quite interesting. Quite expensive to buy, 77 grand compared to the 26 grand. But does have slightly better tractive effort. Might help us pull a little bit more cargo. We also have this mogul here, which again is a little bit more expensive to buy, but again a little bit more tractive effort. Running costs also a little bit higher. What's the running costs on that electric one? Okay, I think I'm going to leave it for now. Might come back to that in the near future. Might look at upgrading. I was saying that is a passenger one, and I kind of do want to stick to the rules of not using passenger locomotives on freight. A new tram with quite a large capacity. Trams is something we might also have a look at some point in the near future for our passenger services in the inner cities. For now, let's focus on our train services. And whilst this is shown as green, with 3 million tonnes, and all these are profitable, we'll probably add at least another one. Just have a quick look how much this is taking. So just under $250,000. Oh, it's taking $1 million there. Yeah, the production of these has jumped up from what they were originally. So I think we'll go with an extra 2. That's Tremborn. So I'll have a look at this one here. Well, that's fine. Don't need anything more there. And Wonton Wells, our last one to review. And that also looks fine to me with the 2 that we've got running. Full loading. And then by the time this one gets back, that should also be good to receive a full load. We can see here now that the refinery, whilst we're not transporting any of it, is starting to produce fairly sizable amounts of petrochemicals at least. Not a lot on petroleum fuels, but with some additional services from Tremborn here, I would expect that to jump up, so we'll have to start reviewing what we're going to do with these very shortly. For now, we'll carry on focusing on our cargo, and the last area to review are fishing boats. And you can see here that this has a coin with a green plus sign on, which means that there is plenty more money to be had from these services. So we're going to have a quick look. All seems okay. Ninhead seems okay. That one also seems okay, so telling lies. That's balancing. I'm quite happy that we've done a good job there. That will hopefully see profits improve. And already that's massively jumped up now, making just over 400,000 a year when you take out new vehicle and construction costs. And this year it's going to be even more. So well worth exercise, and that's something that, as I say, I'll be doing off camera predominantly. Well, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time. This is Tommy P, signing off.